Hey guys, it's Uwu Gamer here, this time with another video on Snowbreak. So in this video, I'm going to go over all the different modes in this game. I'm going to talk about what your daily routine is, and I'm also going to talk about upgrading your units. So let's just jump right into it. So the main story is self-explanatory and should be familiar to anyone that have played gacha games before. Most missions cost about 6 to 12 stamina, or presence as it's called in this game. Going further in the story will unlock all the different modes, including higher difficulty operations. Each mission will give out one-time rewards for completing the mission, and each mission will have 3 objectives to complete. Completing specific number of objectives in the chapter will unlock different one-time rewards as seen here. For example, you get 3000 silver block and this EXP material if you complete 9 objectives in Chapter 1. There's also a hard mode for the main story. The hard mode is actually difficult, and each mission will be longer than a normal mission. Hard mode missions do not cost any presents, and completing hard missions will unlock one-time reward. The most notable rewards is that some missions give out free pulls, like this mission here. The operations is where you're going to spend most of your presence on a daily basis. There's different operations that give out different rewards, such as general currency or silver buck in this game. Some give out experience materials for leveling your characters. This one gives out weapon materials for leveling your weapons. This one gives out ascension materials for upgrading your weapons. This one gives out material for upgrading the neuronics on your characters. And this one gives out logistics, which are gear you can equip on your characters. Combat training is a set of small tutorials that teach some of the mechanics in this game, and completing them give you one-time rewards. As I mentioned before, getting further in the main story unlocks harder difficulties for each operation, and higher difficulties give out more rewards. Each difficulty when unlocked, will give out extra one-time rewards for completing them the first time. Most of the highest difficulties for operations will unlock when you complete Chapter 7 of the main story. Also, higher difficulty operations cost more presence to run. After you beat an operation difficulty for the first time, you can run autoclear on that operation. This makes daily farming and using your stamina a lot easier. As for what operations to go for to use your presence on, I would focus on whatever you need to get to try and max out your characters at the moment. I did notice that at the point I am now in the late game, around level 45 to 50ish, I spend most of my presence farming logistics, neuronic materials, weapon ascension materials, and silver buck when I am low. Next, I'm going to talk about the 3 different modes for dispatch. The underground Purge has 2 different modes, the abandoned area and the Jotun Tunnel. The abandoned area has 14 different sections. It's kind of like a tower mode that you complete for one-time rewards. And each section has quite a number of different objectives to complete. The more objectives you complete for a section, the more one-time rewards you get. A lot of the rewards are currency for pulls, so you want to try to max out these rewards as much as possible. When you complete section 4 of the abandoned area, you unlock the Jotun Tunnel. The Jotun Tunnel works in a similar way to the abandoned area, except this time you need to use 2 different teams of 3 units. The Jotun Tunnel and its rewards reset on a bi-weekly basis or every 14 days. The rewards in the Jotun Tunnel this time give you a special currency you can use at the shop. Most of what you can get in the shop are 5-star logistics. I plan on having a different video talking about the shop in depth and what I think is worth getting in the shop. Narrow simulation works in a similar way to the Memorial Arena in Honkai Impact. For this mode, you need 2 teams of 3 units. Once you decide on a team for a specific boss, you can't use those characters for the other boss. There are 2 bosses to fight, and the bosses will change on a weekly basis. Before you fight a boss, there's all these different difficulty settings you can turn on that will give you more stability when you beat the boss. The more stability you get, the more rewards you get. And the rewards you can get are reset on a weekly basis as well. There's also different overall difficulties for each boss, and higher difficulties will give out more stability. You unlock the higher difficulties by beating the previous difficulty the first time. There are a variety of rewards you get for your overall stability, with the most notable rewards being a special currency you can use at the shop. At the shop, you can buy various things like manifestations for various operatives, as well as neuronic upgrade materials. So each week you want to push as much stability as you can to get as much rewards as you can. If it's obvious you can't beat a certain difficulty, I would try to come back to it at a later time when you upgrade your characters more. Static evaluation is another type of tower-like mode that you can complete for one-time rewards. A lot of the rewards are currency for pulls. You can do this mode whenever you feel like. There's no time gain for it. Personal file are like side stories for each of the characters that you own. Completing personal file missions give out manifestation pieces for completing them for the first time. And these manifestation pieces can be used to upgrade your units. Manifestations are like eidolons in Honkai Star Rail, and you can also get more manifestation pieces when you get a dupe from your pulls. So the last mission of each personal file, you can actually repeat to farm manifestation pieces. For these missions, you can auto-complete it to farm the manifestation pieces. Each run costs a certain amount of memory chips. You get 12 memory chips a day. For 5-star characters, you can only do 2 runs a day for that certain 5-star character. For 4-star characters, you can complete as many runs as your memory chips will allow. Gigalink is a roguelike co-op mode where you team up with 2 other players. On a Gigalink run, you fight harder mobs as you progress, and at the end of the run, you have to defeat a boss. You can do as many runs as you want, and there's no presence required to do a run. Each run will give out a certain amount of neural connection, and different amounts of neural connection will give out certain rewards. This mode and its rewards will reset weekly. You do get a slight increase in neural connection in a run for using certain characters. Like right now, you get a slight increase in neural connection when you use Acacia, Life, Benny, etc. The first 2 times you run Gigalink in a day will give out double neural connection. There's also an event going on right now called Brave the Game that also gives neural connection. In this event, you fight 3 bosses in a row with 2 other players. So for now with this event, I just do the event instead of the normal Gigalink. The next thing I want to talk about is upgrading your operatives. This part is not too different from other gacha games. There's different ways to upgrade your operatives. The first way is the general level of your unit. The max level that you can upgrade a unit is tied to your account level. For example, for now my account is on level 50, and the max level I can upgrade each unit is 50. The next way you can upgrade your units is through weapons. You get weapons through mostly pulling on the weapons banner, seen here. Weapons come in 3-star, 4-star, and 5-star versions. 5-star weapons are going to be the strongest. You can upgrade a weapon by leveling them up with weapon experience materials. When you get to certain levels, you have to ascend the weapon with certain materials to upgrade the weapon further. Weapons can also be modified. You can upgrade the modification tier of a weapon by using a dupe of that same weapon. For 3 and 4-star weapons, the max modification tier is tier 5. For 5-star weapons, the max modification tier is tier 2. You unlock parts for a weapon the further you level up a weapon. Equipping a part on a weapon gives certain buffs like more attack. The next way to upgrade an operative is through logistics. Logistics are like relics in Genshin. Each logistic piece can be leveled up by using certain logistic upgrade materials or using logistic pieces you don't want. The max level for a logistics piece is 15. As I've mentioned before, manifestations are like Eidolons in Honkai Star Rail. You get manifestations from dupes from your pulls or from farming personal file missions. Neuronics are like skill trees that give certain buffs to the different skills of your units. Each unit has 6 different neuronic trees. Neuronics can be reset if you don't like the build that you currently have. Upgrading more neuronics will give you free pulls as rewards, as seen here. So the daily routine is very simple. You want to use up all your presents to do your daily farming with operations. This is super fast and easy since you can use autoplayer. If you don't want to cap out on presents, I would log in and use up all your presents about 2 times a day. The next thing I would do is to make sure I use my memory chips to get my manifestations. I usually focus on getting the manifestation pieces for my 5-star characters. So right now, I'm focusing on getting manifestations for Ya Winter Solstice and Kaguya. And once again, I'm just going to use the autoclick. The next thing I would do is to take a look at my daily tasks and see what I need to do to try to get this progress bar up to 100. You want to make sure you get up to 100 progress for your daily tasks every day to try and get all these rewards. The most important rewards are, of course, the currency for pulls. There's also the Vanguard Pass that also has daily missions. So you want to do these daily missions to level up your Vanguard Pass so you can claim these rewards. Also for tasks, you also have weekly tasks as well. So you want to make sure you try to do these as much as possible for the week so you can claim these rewards. Also, the Vanguard Pass also has weekly missions you can do to level up your pass and get more rewards. The next thing I would do is to do 2 runs of Gigalink. And remember that the first 2 runs of Gigalink in a day give double neural connection. Of course, I would stop doing Gigalink runs if I max out the neural connection for the week. Also, there is an event going on called Brave the Game, and that also gives neural connection. So I just do the event instead for now, with this event going on. So that's it for the daily routine. If you have extra time, I would focus on doing the neural simulation and make sure that's done for the week. The next thing I would focus on is trying to do the Jotun Tunnel. And remember that you have 2 weeks to do the Jotun Tunnel. It resets every 14 days. After that, I will push the main story, the abandoned area, or tactic evaluation. And these are all content that you can do at any time you want with no time gain. So that's it for this video. If you like this video and want more videos on Snowbreak and other gacha games, hit the like and subscribe button. And I'll see you in the next video.